Good evening and a very warm welcome to FRL Formula Racing League PureSimGear Super Sprint Sunday Round 5 live from Silverstone. Welcome, hope you've had a cracking weekend thus far, and joining us tonight for a couple of cracking races in store as we are at the home of British motorsport here at Silverstone, a racetrack that just serves up fantastic racing no matter what category of cars you've got here. But tonight we've got around about, we should have 30 cars on track. We are still a few cars short of what was expected. We are got 25 GT3 cars across Pro and Am categories currently on track, just getting in their last few laps before qualifying begins. So, just while we wait for the last minute or so to tick over into qualifying, let's just bring you the top three of both Pro and Am categories to remind you as to who's where and who to watch out for tonight in the hunt for the championship. So, starting with the Pro category, we have leading the way at this stage halfway through the season, coming up to halfway through the season, is Adam Anderson in the Porsche. Anderson, I don't know if he is racing tonight though. Just having a quick flick through the grid. No, he's not on the grid just yet unless I'm being completely blind. But Anderson currently leading the way with 256 points. So if he's not racing tonight, he will be losing ground in terms of the championship hunt. Driver 2 in the championship with 247. So 9 points away is Dan Naisbitt. And third in the championship is Morex with 236. So 20 points away. He currently tops the leaderboard in free practice with a 1 minute 59.3. We then have a couple of drivers knocking around the third place spot. We've got Ahmed Aldori in fourth with 228 points, and then we have Marco Patriarca, who's also on 228 points in fifth. So very close there between third, fourth and fifth. These drivers have missed a few races though, or 1 or 2 races each, hence why they're a little bit lower down. But the championship is still very much wide open in the Pro category. Switching across to the Am tier, we've got Danny McCutcheon leading the way with 270. And he's got a lead of 25 points to second man Gordon Captain in the Audi R8. Captain will be looking to close the gap on him. He currently finds himself in 16th overall on the free practice grid. Third place is Matthew Lemon with 238. Fourth we've got Jamie Rees on 232, and fifth we've got Lee Bailey in 214. So the championship in Am is a little bit more extended compared to Pro, with McCutcheon having that 25 point lead. So all to play for the rest of the season. This is the 5th round tonight, so we have still got 5 more races to come. So the championship is still very, very early days. In terms of the track conditions, it is a very dry day in England today. We have got a fast track. It is quite cloudy though, but there is no rain expected. 21 degrees air temp and a track temperature of 24 degrees. So pretty much perfect racing conditions here at Silverstone, as the checkered flag just falls on the free practice session and the cars are just coming back into the pits ready to start qualifying.
Green light, go, go, go.
So green light, the green flag is waving for the start of quali. Let's have a look. So we've got 26 cars on the grid at the moment. Let's see who the first one is out, and then we can probably get on board with them for a lap of Silverstone. So we've got a flurry of cars. So Lee Bailey being one of them, Chris Gedman. So Chris Gedman is actually the first car out. Let's actually get on board with Chris as he goes to start a flying lap here. So Chris Gedman, best result this season so far was actually in round 3, where he finished 3rd and 4th in class. Didn't better that last week. Finished 7th and 10th in class, and currently finds himself 6th in the championship with 211 points. But he is the first man out on track this evening, and will stay on board with the 79 BMW as he completes his first flying lap. This is his out lap, so just to clarify. Making the way out of the pits. Still got a number of cars in the pit lane, bolting on their qualifying setup. A number of cars behind Chris as well, so there's got to be he's okay, he's got clean air ahead of him, but the cars behind, they've got to watch their spacing. You don't want to start a flying lap here and just catch the car ahead of you. You really should be allowing a sufficient enough gap to the car in front. So Chris is now coming round Luffield, the final corner, second to last corner. Technically Woodcote is the last corner here, and this will be the start of the flying lap as Chris heads in at about 140-150 miles per hour into the right-hander of Cops. So here we go, down to 4th gear, flicks the car in, down to 3rd actually, he then quickly upshifts to 4th on the exit of the corner. Now coming up to the infamous Maggots and Beckett's, where the cars really are at their lightest and the quickest. So to the left, to the right, got the other flag out, but ignore that for the moment, Chris, keep on going as he's in to Beckett's, and then the right hander, you can get up the power quite early, but he's gone quite deep there, Chris. He's going to compromise his straight line speed down the hanger straight. So not the most cleanest sector 1 for Chris thus far, as he comes into the very fast right-hander of Stowe, 154 miles per hour, 55 brakes, down to 3rd again. Back end is stepping out a little bit, braking a little bit too late there, I think. Onto the power, and now to the left-hander of the Vale and Club. Down to 2nd place, gets the car in, flip the car right on the power early. Watch for the back end here. Traction control can kick in. He's runs a little bit wide there, Chris. And onto the Hamilton straight out. Up to 5th, flip the car in to Abbey. On the power all the way into the braking of Village. Down to 2nd, he misses the apex. The apex is somewhere there, Chris. And then the loop, tricky corner of the loop, a bit of a blind exit with the field of view depending on what the settings are like. On the power early, power is crucial there to get down the Wellington straight. This is where you're going to see a lot of overtaking, I think, into Brooklands. A really good overtaking spot in the race. Crucial to get the braking in the car tight to the apex as best as possible. Down to 1st for Luffield, and early up to 2nd. Try and get that power down early. He does a fairly good job there, Chris. He's going to be the first car across the line in this qualifying session this evening at Silverstone. What is the time? It's 2:01.9, so not the quickest time. Let's just flick back to the overall standings to see. So the times are coming in thick and fast now. So Fagan really was on a slow lap. He must have made an error. So he's 2 seconds off the pace already, 4 seconds off the pace. As Craig Law goes 1:59.4. The 226 AMG Mercedes driver, Craig Law, coming in tonight as a reserve driver, fresh off the back of a 3-hour endurance race at Bathurst, taking the win in the Mercedes with the fellow driver Will Friedman, his teammate. So Law rightly in good form. Oh, as we see Ben Berriman just lose it at Megan Beggar's Porsche, is not liking that at all. The Morex 59.2. I feel qualifying it is going to be quite close between Morex and Craig Law. Aldori gets the time in as well. Car number 7 is now right in the final corner. That is Jason Sargent. Let's see what he can do, one of the pro drivers. Not raced much this season, but he is here tonight. Where can he put that BMW? P8 provisionally. Placeholder lap for him. We've got 3-car-3-2-3 coming across the line. That is Corby CJ. He's up to 14th. And we're back with Chris Gedman for his second flying lap of tonight. Can he improve? does improve up to 12th. And we have 747 coming across the line, which is Fagan. Fagan improved, that's a much better lap from him. More extern better that time, up to P2. We've got a car up ahead, that's going to compromise Fagan. Oh, are we going to compromise Fagan? Probably wanting him to get out of the way. Who is that? That's Chris Gedman, 79 Wimbledon. Seemed to have a comment on the live stream, but I couldn't quite read it and couldn't quite catch who it was either. So actually, I did catch who it was. I just chose not to read the comment. So yeah. GFY, Mark. GFY. Moggs with the number 14 Ferrari goes third place provisionally, 7 minutes remaining, and we've got Frank with the pro drivers off starting to make their way up the grid. Guys, I'll just be back with you in just a moment. I'm sorry, this happened to quickly nip away for a little bit of a phone call I need to take. Apologies. Back with you in 30 seconds. huge apologies, guys. I am back. I had to take that phone call. My dad has not been very well recently. Been in hospital, and first time he's called me today, he managed to get some signal to let me know how he's doing. So I had to take that. Apologies for missing the qualifying session, but all is well. All is well. So we're ready back to focus on some racing. Apologies again, but hope you understand I had to take the call there. So as you saw in qualifying, we had where are we? We had Tom top the leaderboard with 157.8, but he's unfortunately just been disconnected. So that is huge, unfortunate for him. So Law will take provisional pole, well not provisional. He'll take pole as final. Moritz will go second, and Moggs third. So the top three are pro, and then Ollie Mack, their reserve driver tonight in the AM class, has took P4. With CJ second in class and captain third. That captain is a very good result for him given the standings. He is second in the standings with McCutcheon not racing tonight, so that's a very important position for captain. He'll be looking to gain some points on the leader Danny McCutcheon in AM class. So we have 26 cars on the grid. Tom has actually rejoined the number 3 car, but he is back of the grid, so he's going to watch out for him in the race because he could be making up a lot of spaces as he comes through these AM class drivers. So let's just go on board with Craig Law. As I said, Craig Law coming on the back of a fresh endurance win at Bathurst on Friday night. And so the nice helicopter shot there of all the cars coming through Maggots and Beckett's. So, just a reminder, if you are new to the series, as I do every week, I sound a little bit like Crofty talking about the DRS rules or something, but as a reminder, the format for Sunday night is 20-minute sprint race, and then we have a 40-minute feature race. There is no mandatory pit stop. So it's just pure racing here. Drivers have got to fuel their cars up for 20 minutes on the 40-minute races, and then they just go into the flag racing door to door, hopefully. But Silverstone always throws up some exciting races, so we should have a very good race tonight. Flicking through the field here as they come through sector 2. Will Friedman P10. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with that time. McLaren can be a bit quicker around here. Fagan will be very happy though with his qualifying result of P7. That is a very strong performance from him. And Matthew Clark there, Michael Clark, the 23 BMW in P11. He was your sprint race winner last week at Snetterton. Managed to hold off Morex in that 20-minute sprint race. Couldn't replicate it in the feature, but a very strong performance. And he's a driver who has rapidly improved race pace and qualifying pace in recent weeks. He really is starting to find the pace in that BMW, the number 23 driver Clark from Texas, USA. Sargent, another pro driver, all the way down at 15th. Chris Gedman 16th. Spanu 18th. Van Eck 19th. Trotty 20th. Davison 21st. So we've got a big grid tonight. Lots of action to try and keep my eyes on. Here's Tom, who's unfortunately got disconnected after that amazing qualifying lap. He was well clear with the qualifying, so he's going to be very quick and very much out of position in 26th back the grid. But all our attention turns to the front of the grid with Craig Law now going into 2x2. He's joined by Morex, the 99 AMG Mercedes, and then you've got the Moggs behind in the Ferrari, Ollie Mack to be outside. So Law and Moggs will get the inside line to turn 1. Watch for the 15 Aldori as well, the black and blue AMG Mercedes at the bottom of your picture. To the left of him you've got the 2 AM drivers, the Ollie Mack 82 McLaren, the white McLaren, and the chrome red Beamer of CJ, and the 2 AM drivers. So here we go, we're about to get racing for round 5 FRL PureSimGear Super Sprint Sunday at Silverstone for the sprint race. 20 minutes of GT3 racing, pro and AM categories, and we are green, green, green. We're away. Craig Law gets a very good start. Morex to the outside, Moggs behind him. So yeah, Law is going to lead into Maggotts and Beckett. Moritz tucks in behind. Moggs is in behind him in third. Olimac is still in fourth. We've got side by side between Aldori and CJ. Aldori going to get the inside, I think, to this corner. Is CJ going to get a better exit though? I don't think he's got to worry about the McLaren of Fagan behind him. Then Fagan and Frank are going side by side. The two McLarens. So the two McLarens side by side getting into Stowe. We're now 3 wide. We've got 3 McLarens. I think that's Will Freeman involved there as well. So Fagan, oh, there's a bit of a switcheroo there from Fagan. Fagan does a great move on. Is it Frank? It is Frank. Frank is the red McLaren. Fagan. Oh, there's contact between the two. The two McLarens go off. Fagan has lost it. Let's just go on board with the helicopter cameras. We see more cars come around. Oh, there's more contact. There's 2 McLarens off. There's contact with the Porsche. Oh, dearie me, it's carnage at the middle sector here. Absolute carnage. Just multiple drivers just, oh dearie me, I don't even know. Oh, honestly, I have no words. I have 0 words. Let's just go back to the front of the grid and then I'll try and debrief just what I've just witnessed there. Craig Law is leading from Morex. Let's just go on board with Morex. Here he is. I'm no idea why drivers were not slowing down there. There's clear yellow flags and we've just got drivers just leaving the throttle in when there's clear yellow flags and more than likely warnings for slow car ahead. And we just had 6 or 7 cars there caught up in collisions that were completely avoidable if they had slowed down and just looked a little bit up ahead rather than focusing on the apex of the corner they were dealing with. But anyway, that is over and done with. Let's the stewards worry about that. My job is to bring you the action, what's happening at the front of the grid, and for the rest of the pack of drivers who are running. And we've got a great battle developing here between Moritz and Craig Law. So Moggs is P3. Let's just give you the order. Go through the field quickly. Olimac is 4th. Aldori's 5th. CJ is 6th. Freeman is 7th. He's up from 10th. Good start from Freeman. Clark is 8th. He's up from 11th. Jason Sargent in 9th, Ben Berryman in 10th, he's had a good start, I think he qualified around at 15th, I think. A good start from Berryman, he's probably going to get maybe have a sniff at Jason Sargent here, but Porsche is pretty slow in the straight line, so I don't think he's going to have the power to have a look at the inside of that BMW. Is he going to have a look now though? Ben Berryman to the inside he goes, Jason Sargent's got the outside, but he's quite sensible there. Berryman just tucks him behind the BMW, the BMW gets a little bit swirly on the exit onto the corner. Problem with the Porsche, it's going to struggle around here with its straight line speed. So Stereotypy is 11th, Spanu is 12th, Captain's 13th, MPL is 14th, MPL is Matthew Lemon, currently 3rd in the championship, he's all the way down in 14th. Fagan's 15th, we saw the contact on lap 1. KY 16th, Tom is up from 26th to 17th, I did say he's one to watch out for. Here he is, potentially going to make a move on KY. Is he going to be close enough? He's going to go to the outside. KY defending the inside. He's got to get this done on the outside. It's going to be very hard to get this done. He's going to go for the switchback though. He's gone for the helicopter. So here comes the switchback. He's going to get the move done now, surely. He's going to have the better exit compared to KY. He's leaving space, guys. Leaving space. Yet they do. And Tom moves up to 16th. Good driving from the two of them there. Van Eck is also going to get KY here as well, I think, on the outside. He does. That's a great move from Jackie Van Eck, and KY is having to get out the throttle, but that's a great move from Jackie there. Lee Bailey 19th, HB8 Gamer 20th, Trotty 21st, Smithy 22nd, Frank 20th. Oh, what happened there? I just lost Frank. I think Frank's been disconnected. Davidson's 25th, but it's got a drive-through penalty. So we're on board with Morex. Can he get the run on Craig Law? It's Audi versus AMG Mercedes down the straight of a hangar straight into Stowe they go. Lots of you commenting on the live stream about yellow flags. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we've got drivers just leaving the footing when there's clear yellow flags. There's clearly cars going off and people are still storming through. I think the Struan team will really need to start clamping down on that a lot harder. It's just blatant disregard for the other flags. And as I said, we've got 6 cars just completely smashed up there, which were avoidable. We saw some silly driving on Friday night in the driver swap 3 hours at Bathurst, and we're seeing a repeat of it here tonight. It's just, it must be time of the year where people are just craziness is just coming out of people. But battle we've got developing here between the top 2, this is what we want to see. We want to see 2 drivers, 2 cars trade lap for lap. Law goes to the inside, to the defensive, into Brooklands, back to the outside, just defending from Morex at the moment. We know Morex is extremely fast with winning the feature race last week at Snetterton. They've got to worry about that car up ahead. That is, I can't quite work out who that is. Pulls into the pit lane anyway. We don't have to worry about him. Let's just go back to the menu, just give you the rundown so you guys can see it on your screen. So Moggs is 3rd. He's got Olimac behind him, Aldori, CJ. So the top 10 is as you were. Currently in AM class, Olimac leads AM as he goes a little bit wide of the first corner there. CJ is 2nd and Clark is up to 3rd in class. So Clark having an impressive race so far. And we've got Will Freedman. Yellow flag's out for Will Freedman. No, it's not Will Freedman. Beg your pardon. It's HB8 Gamer. He's got a very battered up Porsche. He was just stopped briefly. And we've got a car off as well. Car 112. It's Freedman. So I did say I mistakenly thought car 8 was Freedman. Well, I must have cursed him because car 112, which is Will Freedman, he was off on the exit of Beckett's. And then we've got car 423. Who is that? Car 423, that is Smithy. So Smithy was off as well. Here he is, all the way down in 22nd. So action all over the place here. I'm just struggling to keep up with what is going on. Let's just quickly jump on board with Spanu and Captain as the 2 cars come together there. Captain, a slight nudge on the back of that Porsche. You can see how much damage that Audi is carrying from Captain. Down in 12th. 5th in class though. He's battling, I'm not sure who that Porsche is. It's a 333, is it? Back on board with Moritz, so he's now having a better look. He's closer to Law this lap, but there's no way through for Moritz. Craig Law is doing an absolutely fantastic job battling. He certainly did not have this pressure on Friday night when he was pretty much in the race of his own, but Moritz is coming back at him. Can the power and the acceleration of that Audi? No. It looked like just for a moment there the Audi had a better exit, but Law with Mercedes has just got enough. Turn 1 they go. They really are starting to pull away. Moggs is 2.5 seconds back. Aldori is catching him. CJ is catching Aldori. So through Maggins and Beckett's they go. The 2 leaders. Some real good racing from these 2. Have a quick look before we head into the Hanger Straight. So CJ is catching Aldori, but a little bit too far behind. We've got Freedman, who's up in, who we'd see going off, but he's still maintained 7th position, so he's not lost too much time there. And back to Moritz. Is he close enough going into Stowe? He isn't. You can have a look though, going into Club, maybe. Down the inside, bit of a dive bomb. Probably a little bit too early, still got plenty of time. Got 11 minutes, just keep the pressure on. Law may make a mistake. So Moggs, Aldori, CJ, Olimac, Freedman, Clark, Berryman. Berryman quite close to Clark here, but he's not close enough to make a move. We've got the flat lights flashing from Clark, not sure for who. Sarge behind him, Spanu up into 11th, Stereotypy's 12th. Morex with the purple lap at the moment. Now this could be it, this could be another, this is round 3. The 3rd attempt Moritz has got, and now he's got a very good run on Law. This could be it. Law goes to the inside, goes defensive, forces Moritz to the outside. He's going to get the move on the outside. This is going to be incredible if he can pull this off. Law doesn't leave him much room, but it's fair racing. It's fair racing. They weren't side by side, so Moritz having to kind of get out there a little bit, and that's fantastic driving from the pair of them. Really good driving from Law. Went defensive on the inside, forced Moritz to the outside, and there's just no way round for Moritz there.
We are halfway through, not over
As
yet.
Jeff, the race engineer, comes on the radio to say we're halfway into this race. Law has got a very long 9 minutes ahead if he wants to keep the lead, and I think Moritz is looking the more quicker one out of the two. Let's just quickly jump on board with CJ, because CJ is piling the pressure on Aldori. This is an AM category driver, putting the pressure on the pro driver here, Aldori, who is a very quick driver, it must be said, but he is finding that CJ, the BMW behind, is just as quick. BMW versus Mercedes down the hanger straight now. Let's have a quick look behind me. Look, we've got Ben Bergman on the inside, on the outside. Who is that going through? Is that Friedman? It is. It's a Friedman. Has took 8th position. Great move going into Stowe from Will Friedman, but Ben Bergman could come back at him now, so Friedman's going to go to the inside. No, he's not. He's going to go to the outside, and Bergman tucks him behind. He's got to watch out because we've got Jason Sarge just behind as well, so great move from Friedman to take 8th position in the race. Bergman having to yield. Like I said, that Porsche is going to be vulnerable around Silverstone. It is not the best car track combo. Now I've got to worry about Jason Sarge. Law, I think Moritz has made a little bit of a mistake. That gap has just increased by a few tenths in that last sector, so I think either Law's put in a better sector or Moritz made a slight mistake, so the gap isn't as close going into this section as we were last lap. Is CJ close enough to make a move on Aldori? He is not. That's Jordan Clark. No, not close enough. But here we go, look at Jason Sarge. He's close to Ben Bergman here. Is he going to make a move up the inside? He isn't. He's just going to tuck in maybe next lap for those. Who's in a little bit no man's land at the moment. He's 3.5 seconds at the rope from Sarge and 8 seconds clear off Tom. But look at that, Tom Quarantine all the way from 26. He's up to P12 already, and he's got the fastest lap. He's gone through half the field already. Take stereotypy. Let's go on board with Fagan, Van Eck, KY, Trotty, Bailey. And then we've got MPL in the box, HP8 Gamers all the way back here, and then the last 8 cars are really spread out. They're like a lap down. Gedman down in 23rd. He's now got Smithy up ahead. These two were teammates on Friday night. Gedman looking for a move to try and gain up to 22nd. That's not going to happen. Jack Davison's following them, and Frank is still running as well. He's currently actually just in front of the leaders, so he's got to be careful not to hold them up. We're on board with Moritz now. I think this is where the real battle is. This is the one that we all want to see for the race lead. Craig Law versus Moritz. Six minutes remaining. So quite a long lap here. It's about a 2-minute lap really. Or 1 minute 59. So there's only a few laps to go for Law. Just going to defend this lead, but Moritz looks extremely close now. Can we get on board with them? We can. On board with the 99 AMG Mercedes. What kind of run is he going to get on Craig Law going into Brooklands and Luffield? Not close enough yet. Craig Law's just parking that Mercedes exactly where he needs to defend this position. But he looked bit of a bumpy curve there that could compromise, but no, the Mercedes just pulls away. The power of that Mercedes is enough. Two very evenly matched drivers here. He'll be flashing his lights now, waiting for Frank to get out of the way. He does. Superb driving from Frank there, just getting out of the way of the two leaders, letting them battle. Now this is where Moritz needs to try and keep with Law if he wants to get a run on him into Stowe. So there's so many overtaking possibilities here, or opportunities here at Silverstone. Moritz just keeping the throttle pin there with the Audi. Mercedes is just very quick in a straight line. They're both quite evenly matched cars. Audi just seems a bit better in the corners though. This is where he closes up in the braking zones. This is another overtaking opportunity going into Club. Not close enough this lap. The clock is ticking down for Moritz. third in the championship. Craig Law tonight as a reserve driver. This will be the exact type of race he would have wanted coming in as reserve. This is what you do get at the very sharp end of the grid with the top quality drivers in pro class. You get really good competitive racing between the drivers. And this is what FRL exactly want to try and dish up most weeks. We want to be seeing more of this and less of drivers ignoring yellow flags and just crashing into each other like a day out of Blackpool Fair with the Dodgems. So how close is Morat going to get in this down the Wellington Straight? Is he going to be close enough? Is Law going to go defensive? He's just going to stick to the racing line at the moment. Morat's having a little look up the inside just so he can get the Audi in the wing mirrors of the Mercedes, just try and put them off. Law goes a little bit deep, but that could just be the line. There is two different lines you can take. Luffield, you can swing the car out and then back in again. Let's just go back to the main cameras. We've got yellow flags. Where have we got yellow flags? Well, that is the yellow flags to the cars in the pit lane. So CJ is still stuck behind Aldori. That gap just increased a little bit. We've got Berryman, who is now coming back at Will Friedman. Actually, with Friedman we saw overtake Berryman a couple of laps ago into Stoke. Berryman still hanging on to the remote, looking to retake that. Let's jump on board with KY, because KY is very close to Jackie Van Eck, and Jackie Van Eck is under pressure all the way down in 16th. And behind them is Trotty and Bailey. Let's quickly flip back up to Morris. He looks very close going into Stoke. Oh, he's not close enough. I'm really trying to bring you guys action throughout the rest of the grid, but I don't want to miss any change for the lead between these two, because this has been a ding-dong battle for 17 minutes so far, and we've got 3 minutes remaining, and this is looking like it's going to go right down to the wire as we see Moritz just get a little bit out of control on the power, and that's just going to give Law a tenth or two breathing space. Just to confirm, we've got, I think, 3 cars retired from this race. That's the Toe, Smithy and Davidson, I believe. So that gap's just increased. Law has got that breathing space as I predicted. Let's just have a quick look at Aldori and back to Berryman. Where is Berryman compared to Friedman? So Friedman is still in P8. That Porsche will be strong throughout the slower corners, but this is where it will struggle. It just won't have the straight line speed, and I think I'm going to experience this myself on Tuesday night as I'm racing in the Porsche this season. I'm not looking forward to Silverstone or Bathurst, which is next week's race. And back to KY. He's now side by side with Jackie Van Eck. Oh, there's almost contact between the two. I thought they were going to wipe each other out. Jackie very committed into that corner. KY is now completely gone wide. He's looking to please rejoin the track safely. He looks like he's going through a drive-thru at Burger King. There's the track, there it is, KY. So KY's lost a number of positions there, but great driving from Jackie. Trotty's close to him, Bailey. And back with the leaders yet again as we head down the Hanger Straight into Stoke. This has been a great battle. So Moritz looks like he's got the better exit there. Law is just struggling in those slower corners. The Audi is looking a bit more planted. But it's the power of the AMG Mercedes is just on the straights. It's just saving Law at the moment. Moritz has got what? This is probably going to be the last lap. I don't know. I don't think they're going to make it for another lap. 45 seconds remaining. I think this is going to be Moritz's last opportunity. And he's just not close enough. He needs to be a couple of tenths closer at the back of that Mercedes to have a chance going in to Brooklands. Later on the brakes there, into Audi's braking is much better compared to the Mercedes. Maybe, oh, has he gone a little bit wide? No, that's just Lord, that's just Craig Lord's line through that corner. I think they are going to get another lap. I think they're just going to cross this line with another lap to go. They are. Wow, Law will be absolutely gutted about that. He'll be wishing he was 6 seconds slower at some point in this race. That would have been a checkered flag, but yeah, it doesn't work like that. If you're 6 seconds slower at one point, then you wouldn't be leading the race, would you? So, 1 lap to go. We've got to stay on board with this. I can't leave the action between these two. I would be a fool of a commentator. Oh, Law has just lost it a little bit. The Mercedes back and stepping out. He's going to be under immense pressure now on the Hanger straight. This is it. This is the opportunity for the 99 Audi of Moritz. Is he going to get an opportunity? He's got to go for it. He's got to go for it. Law's going to the inside of the fence. He's going to have to force Moritz to the outside. Let's go on the helicam. Moritz to the outside. Law's got a great line, but Moritz is going to get the better exit. Surely. No. The Mercedes comes back, and Moritz is a thing on the power has just lost it. Wow. That could have been that, but there's still another opportunity in this lap. There is still a number of spots you can go, so Moritz has just got to stay with it. Got to stay with it. Great driving from the pair of them. Craig Law thought he was absolutely done for a kicker there on the straight, but he managed to, the power of the Mercedes just came back to help him. And Moritz needs to get close to him through this next couple of corners. He needs to get a good, needs to be close down the Wellington straight for a chance. He's gone for a wide entry. He's going to have the better corner exit speed compared to Craig Law. He took a tighter line into that corner. But again, the acceleration of that Mercedes is just saving Craig Law. He ain't close enough. I think Craig Law has driven an absolute superb race here to take the win in sprint, unless anything drastic happens in the final 2 corners. Moritz has done everything he tried. Absolutely superb racing from the pair of them. Craig Law, a very well earned win in the sprint race for round 1. Flashing the lights, appreciation from Moritz to say great race. It was indeed fantastic from the pair of them. What's happening behind them though? So Moggs is 4th. Aldori is managed to hold off CJ, so Olimak's lost out to the pair of them. So CJ is going to take the AM class win. Olimak, I think, he's run out of fuel, has he? Has he run out of fuel? Clark goes 3rd. Friedman is going to come home in 8th. Berryman, no. Friedman's made a mistake. Berryman's 8th, Friedman's 9th, Jason Sarge 10th, Stereotypy is going to come home in P11. Fagan is 12th, he's fought back from that contact on lap 1. Captain's 13th, Tom, where's Tom Quarantine? There he is, he's not took the checkered flag. So late pressure here anyway. Trotty. Oh, there's contact between Trotty and Jackie on the last lap. Oh, dear me. KY is going to go through. KY is going to go through and take 15th. Oh, dearie me. Jackie Van Eck's going to take 15th. Tom's been disconnected on the last corner. That is unfortunate for him. What a great race. Come back from 26th all the way up to what? 11th? 12th? Oh, gutting. Rest of the grid, Bailey 18th, HB8 Gamer 19th, Gedman 20th, Spanu, he didn't take the checkered flag, I think he ran out of fuel. Frank is 22nd, MPL 23rd, Davidson retired early, Smithy retired early, the Toe retired early, and Mr. Dogshaft, I think, retired earlier as well, and Anderson has just joined. So Anderson, who was not here for qualifying or race 1, has just joined the server, so not sure what that is about. But anyway, the headline news from that race is Craig Law is your race winner from the sprint race. It was an absolute fantastic battle between him and Moritz. Let's hope we get a repeat of that for 40 minutes in the next race. I'll be back with you in a couple of minutes.
seconds. 20 seconds. Ten seconds.
Okay, and we are back live, ready for race 2 here at Silverstone. So, let's hope for a better and cleaner lap to start compared to race 1, where we saw 6 or 7 cars caught up in an incident that was completely unavoidable. Well, avoidable, shall I say, not unavoidable. But anyway, our attention turns to these two yet again. Craig Law, Moretz, epic battle for 20 minutes. And we're now ready for race 2 between the two of them. Moggs 3rd, Olimac 4th, Aldori 5th, CJ 6th, Fagan 7th, Frank 8th, Captain Knight, Freeman 10th. That is your top 10. Just to confirm, we've got a couple of drivers who have joined the lobby quite late as well. We've got McCutcheon and Anderson who have joined. So McCutcheon, your series leader in AM class, and Anderson, series leader in Pro class. And there's Tom as well, who has had a horrific night in terms of bad luck. He put the car on pole, got disconnected, then started race 1 26th, all the way up to around about 12th, and then disconnected on the last lap of the race. So he starts from 27th, and then this our dog shaft is also there 26th. He was a late joiner as well, so we have 29 cars on the grid for this 40-minute feature race. Pro and AM GT3 cars. And hopefully another blockbuster battle between these two. That's the tyres. The cars just weave side to side to try and get some heat into those tyres. The track temp has just it's 21 degrees air and 27 track, so the track temp has quite rapidly increased in temperature. So the cars go into their 2x2 formation, all 29 of them. We've got a packed grid now, and this is going to be quite a chaotic first lap round Silverstone, but there is plenty of space on this track. The drivers should be able to navigate this cleanly. There really should not be mass pile-ups, because this is a wide enough track. There's plenty of experienced drivers here. I really hope we see a clean start. We do not want to see a repeat of what happened with race 1. But anyway, let's focus on the start. The green flag is approaching. Law has got the inside line, as has Moggs. Moritz to the outside, Olimac the white McLaren to the outside. Then you've got Aldori and CJ on row 3. and Fagan and Frank on row 4. They came together on the first lap over green, and Moritz has got a very good start, but he's going to be on the outside to turn 1. Is he going to get the better exit out of turn 1? I think they're going to go side by side. I think he's going to get the lead. Is he Moritz? He's got the power so far. He's certainly got the car ahead of Law. So Law tucks it behind. Moggs is in behind him. Ollie Mack 4th. Aldori 5th. Fagan 6th. Frank 7th, I believe. But Craig Law has lost the lead of the race going into the first corner. Great move done by Moritz. Now what kind of speed is he going to have going up these straights? Is Craig Law able to come back at Moritz this lap? He isn't. Just waiting for the driver tracker to update as it does its thing. So just bear with me while I bring you the rest of the lap cars. So we see Captain and Frank. So the Captain moves up to P8. We've got more cars side by side, back further. I think that's MPL and potentially Tom Quarantine. We've got a Porsche almost making it 3 wide. What? Side by side between the Aston Martin and Porsche now. There's a Danny McCutcheon behind them as well. Whoa, so that's HB8 Gamer. That's KY and Tom on Smithy, I believe. No, it's HB8 Gamer, the Porsche. So Tom Quarantine is going to get the inside to this next corner. He is. Great move from Tom. The Smithy is now going to have to run on HB8 Gamer with 2 Porsches. Down the inside, Smithy goes. I think HB8 Gamer's gone deep in the braking zone, so Smithy moves up to P19. So Jack Davison 24th, Anderson still waiting for the driver tracker to update. Trotty I think has been the big loser from lap 1, as has Jackie Van Eck down in 29th position. Oh dear. But Craig Law and Moritz, they start this second lap. Law looks a lot closer this lap, this time round. He could have the run here on Moritz. Didn't really gain that much though in the slipstream. I'm just seeing the top 10 all pretty evenly spaced out at the moment. As we just quickly flip to Ollie Mack. I think it was Ollie Mack and Aldori were side by side, and Aldori's come the worst off, and Fagan's now going to have a look at the outside, but Aldori should get the better run here. He's got to watch out for Call Me CJ as well. He's involved with these two. We're on board with CJ now, but they're in 7th place. So Aldori just having a little bit of an off there and losing out with Ollie Mack. Oh, and Aldori's span is always, has he kept it going? He's kept it going, Aldori. He's managed to save that Mercedes from going around 180. He's lost 2 positions there, Aldori. And then on board now with Ben Berryman down in 11th. We've got 2 Porsches. Bailey up ahead of him. I think Bailey's got a better exit here compared to Captain, but the straight line speed of that Porsche is just going to really compromise any overtaking opportunity against the Audi of the 134 Audi in front, which is Gordon Captain. So Fagan up to 5th, Ollie Mack's 4th, Moggs is the quickest guy on track at the moment. That is impressive from him. Let's go quickly look to Craig Law because he's very close to Moritz now. Through Maggers and Beckett say go. Tyres just dipping onto the grass a little bit there from the Audi. Moritz is just doing enough through the exit of the corners to not leave him vulnerable on the hanger straight. Now we've got CJ and we've got Aldori. Aldori to the outside. Is he going to get the move done on the outside of Stowe? He isn't, but now he's going to have a great run. Aldori, he's going to have a great run. Oh, there's contact between the two. Oh dear, is he slowing down? now got Frank to the outside. Is Aldori, it looked like he was slowing down to almost let CJ go past. Not CJ. I think it was CJ, wasn't it? It was. So contact between the two there. And there is Frank going a little bit deep. And there's Bailey and Captain almost coming together, almost collecting Frank as well. And then you've got Ben Berryman involved as well. Got a great battle here between 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Of a massive chain of cars. And let's go on board with Gedman. He's going to get a great view of all of this. Just get a little bit closer. We've now got the inside. We're on board with Bailey. We're viewing Captain up ahead against Frank. Great battle here between the mid-pack. And Jason Sarge has joined this as well, in from 13th. Oh, Sarge has lost it! Oh, Jason Sarge is off. Deary me. Deary me. But let's look at the toe. The toe is through, and I think he's just lost out to Tom. Awful luck for Jason Sarge, just losing it on the power into the pit wall. That'll be his race done. And we've got white flags out for slow car ahead. Where is that slow car? We're on board with the tow. Oh, there it is. It's a Porsche. I don't know who Porsche it is. Is it Bailey? It is, it's Bailey. So it's Lee Bailey who's been off. Is he going to have a look at the inside now? He isn't. So Bailey's just lost positions there. Let's go back to the front runners to see what's happening between Craig Law. As suspected, they are still running on pretty much the same meter of tarmac. Trading lap times. And Moggs is hanging on to them quite well, to be fair. He's having a better race, Moggs. He's only 1.4 off them, and he's certainly dropped Fagan in P4th. So Moggs just hanging on to the front runners a bit better than he was in this sprint race. We've got yellow flags out at the end of the exit of Stone. That's car 333, which I believe is Stereotypy. Stereotypy's boxed, Sarge is out, CJ is out. We saw the contact with him and Aldori. I think the stewarding team will be looking at that. And Jackie Van Eck is last man running in 29, all the way down. He's a long way behind Jackie, so he must have had contact on lap 1. Let's just quickly flick through the rest of the field as they all come through the left-hander. We've got no one side by side. We've got a great battle in the midfield between Olimac, Toe, Bailey, Tom. What's happened to Olimac? Olimac he was running 4th and 5th. Olimac has clearly lost out somewhere. I've only just clocked that's Olimac in 15th, and he's boxing. Olimac is boxing. That's his race done. Anderson is up to 17th from back of the grid. He's got Smithy ahead of him. Anderson 16th, Smithy 17th. McCutcheon from back of the field is 18th. And Will Friedman down in 19th. He's a disaster there. Let's just have a quick look at McCutcheon, because he's closing in on that Porsche of Smithy. So the battle for 17th position here between the two AM drivers. Smithy's going to go to the inside. McCutcheon's gone to the inside and dipping the white tyres on the grass. They almost come together. Almost come together, but is McCutcheon going to have a better opportunity now? Is he going to go defensive, Smithy? No, McCutcheon's going to have a look at the inside, I think. Leave each other space. It's fairly good racing from the two of them. McCutcheon now got the better exit. He's now to the inside and a bit of a switcheroo on Smithy, the Porsche. Again, there's no contact. It's real good racing between the two of them. This is a really good battle for 17th position here in AM class. Another opportunity coming up for McCutcheon, the AM class leader in the championship at the moment. Smithy holds off for another corner. Drivers have just got to be patient. There is 30 minutes remaining, so just got to be patient. Let's just have a look at this battle for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and Tom quarantined all the way back from the back of the grid up into P12. He has got to do some hard work there to get through these AM drivers who are all just running tenths behind each other. Gedman's up in 11th, Clark's 10th, Spanu is 9th, Berryman and Captain are still battling away, so it really is a great battle between these cars here. They all come through. Infamous Maggots and Beckett's corner. There's our dog shaft there as well. Law and Morex, still nothing separating these two. Just 6 tenths at the moment as they cross the timings into sector 2. It's now, yep. Oh, as Morex goes to the inside. It looked like Morex made a little bit of a mistake there and almost opened the door. So Law is certainly a lot closer than what he was on the last lap. Let's just quickly go on board with those guys as I quickly flick through. Here we are. So Morex has had to go very defensive in this right-hander. He's going to be really compromised now going into the next braking zone of Village. This could be Law's opportunity here. We're 13 minutes, 12 minutes into this race. Morex took the lead on the first corner on lap 1, but Law has been with him ever since. So Morex doing just what he needs to do at the moment to keep that AMG Mercedes behind. We've got yellow flags out. Let's have a look to see where that is. Oh, it's the pit lane, so apologies, there's no yellow flags, it's just because of the cars in the pit lane. So Mods has just started to drop now from the front two. He's 2.2 behind the front runners, but he's only 5 seconds up the road from Fagan. He's got Aldori 1.6 behind him, Frank is 3 seconds behind him, Captain is 0.9 behind, Berryman is 0.5. Battle for 7th and 8th is truly on between those two. And then you got Michael Clark very close to Spanu now. Is Clark going to get the run on Spanu? We've got 3 BMWs in a row. The battle of the Beamers, as we see Tom go a little bit, dip the tyres on, Spanu dip the tyres onto the grass, and that's now going to compromise his hanger straight line speed. So is Clark going to get the move done here going into Stowe? No, he isn't. Tom's going to get the move done on Spanu. So Tom goes through up the inside of Spanu, and that is 9th position done and dusted for Tom. As Clark has a look down the inside and takes 2 drivers out. Oh, dearie me, dearie me. We then got Bailey and I think that is that McCutcheon? No, it isn't. I think the stewards will be looking at that one later on tonight. That was a very late move down the inside for Clark. He's took 2 drivers out. Tom is back running. Where is Spanu? Spanu is running as well. I think that is Clark done for the race. He is. He's back to the pit lane. In fact, he's left the server, Clark. So the stewards will certainly be looking at that. Let's just join the battle for AM Class Lead. I was on board with these boys earlier. Didn't actually mention that this is the battle for AM Class Lead. I said it's a battle for 7th and 8th, when really I should have said it's a battle for AM Class Lead, because it is. Captain is currently leading it into the AM Class. Ben Berryman is in 2nd, but 8th overall. Gedman is now up to 3rd in class. Chris Gedman, can he close that 2.2 second gap to start challenging Captain and Berryman? We'll soon find out. So we have 5 AM Class cars in the top 11. Top 6 are currently held by pro drivers. And then we have a group of pro drivers down in 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th. And Freeman is stuck behind Anderson for the time being. Now he could May not be stuck behind him for long because that McLaren will be quicker in a straight line than that Porsche. Let's go on board with the helicam to get a better view. Is Friedman going to send it up the inside of Anderson? He is. That is the smoking Frenchman smoking past the Porsche and up into P15. Back on board with Craig Law. These two are running yet again. So close. The battle between these two tonight has just been epic. Batman versus Superman, these two have been. Moggs in the background there, the pink Ferrari just dropping back. He's pretty much in no man's land, Moggs, but he finished third in the sprint, so he'll be looking to replicate that in the feature race, and that'll be a very solid double podium for Moggs. We've got a number of cars who have retired early. We're down to 28 cars, as we saw Clark has left the server after that incident last lap where he took out Tom. Jay Brooker, what times are the top two doing? I can't tell you at the moment. Won't let me show you, unfortunately. I'd imagine 159s. Well, 159 is probably a bit optimistic in race pace, but let's just join the battle for the midfield because that is heating up very much. Let's just go on board with third place man Chris Gedman and Ben Berryman. That's Berryman. Who is that? Is that Bailey? No, it isn't Bailey. I'm not sure where that Porsche is. That could be Smithy. That could be Smithy down in 24th position. Out of place. It is Spiffy, so he's got to be careful here not to be involved in this battle. He's now in front of Gedman, who's in 9th position overall, 3rd in class. Toe follows him, Bailey then in 11th. And then we've got a group of pro drivers of Missile Dogshaft, Spanu, Tom and Friedman all behind him. So Gedman will be looking for Bailey to move out the way as soon as possible. Before I quickly switch to Law, I want to see what Craig Law is doing with Morex down into Brooklands. He's not close enough this lap. Tell you the man who is close enough though, Tom Fagan. He is very close on Aldori here. This could be the move up into 4th place for Tom Fagan. Is he going to be later on the brakes? He isn't. He's quite conservative there. Aldori was a later on the brakes, but Fagan could be coming back at him. He's going to be on the outside though. Aldori is going to position that Mercedes just where he needs to. And Fagan just getting a little bit onto the marbles on the outside of the track. He's not going to have a better exit. Great driving from Aldori. We'll revisit that one in a couple of laps time to see if Fagan can get the job done. So gap between Berryman and Captain just extended slightly. Gedman is closing in though, 1.4 now. Then you've got the toe, you've got Bailey, Missile Dogshaft. Dogshaft is very close to Bailey now. And that Bentley will be quicker in a straight line compared to the Porsche. Just got to be patient. Get it onto the hanger straight into Stowe. No, don't listen to me. He's got the move done on turn 1. I think Bailey went a little bit wide in turn 1, and that is Dogshaft up into 11th place. And Tom will be the next man to have a look at Bailey. You really don't want to miss an overtake between these two. Moritz has currently got the fastest lap, but he has got Craig Law right behind him, hot on his heels, only just under 2 tenths behind. These are very close. Are we going to see a move in the braking zone? Moritz just positioning that Audi perfectly in the middle of the track, making Law go to the outside. That Audi we saw perfect defensive driving from Law in the first race, and we're now seeing it repeated, but from Morex, just great driving from the pair of them, really to stay running this close together for 20 minutes. Let's quickly have a look at Fagan for round 2 between Aldori and Fagan for battle for 4th. I think Fagan's going to have the inside line now. He's going to get this move done. He isn't. Still a bit more conservative on the brakes compared to Aldori, and Aldori going to have the better line for the next corner.
Keep it up.
So, second attempt for Fagan, but the same result. Not got through past Aldori just yet. Good pace from Fagan this evening. Let's see if True, Maggots and Beckett's the front runners go. The brilliant livery of 226 AMG Mercedes of CrowdStrike. As we have yellow flags out in the second sector, which looks to be MPL, Matthew Lemon. Law has a look to the outside again, just perfect positioning from that Audi. Let's just go on board with these two. Here we are, on board with the 99, sorry, on board with the 226 AMG Mercedes. Can't get my numbers up. 18 minutes remaining in this feature race here at Silverstone for round 5 of the PureSimGear FRL Racing League. As Law goes to the inside, and that could be the move for the race lead. Is Moritz going to come back at him for the next corner? Moritz on the outside, they leave each other good space. And Moritz is now going to have to try and come back at him, but Law down the inside into the village. Got the move done, and that is the AMG Mercedes up into the race lead. And now Law has got to hold on for 18 minutes if he wants to do a double race win tonight. This battle is far from over. I think that was just the starter. We're about to see the main course between these two. Great move from Craig Law there. Let's just not leave this for the moment, because I think Craig Law's had a moment in turn 1. They're now going to be side by side going into the mass right-hander. They're side by side through Maggots and Beckett's. Oh my lord, great racing. This is what we want to tune in and see on a Sunday evening with FRL PureSimGear. This is the quality of racing you want to see between two respectable drivers. Now, Morex is going to have an absolute phenomenal run up into Stowe surely. Is he going to have a look down the inside, send it? He isn't. He's just going to tuck him behind. If you're just joining us, you're watching an epic battle between Craig Law and Morex, battle for the lead. Craig Law taking the lead in the last lap, and now they've got back markers coming up. These guys got to get out of the way. They don't want to be involved in this blockbuster action. Oh, Jackie! Jackie wasn't out of the way, and Craig Law wasn't expecting that. That was Jackie Van Eck, the 72 Audi. Law had to get out the throttle to avoid collecting the back marker. Morex not close enough to take advantage. This is where Craig Law took the lead last lap down the inside. Is Morex going to have a look? No, he isn't. And they've got the BMW of a T1SR driver up ahead. I think that's captain, potentially captain up ahead. Is he going to get out of the way of the BMW, or is he going to stay through Brooklands from the field? And he is. Morex has got to stay patient here, because this is where you can lose time. So he's moved to the outside there, the BMW driver. Cool, nearly heart and mouth movement there for Craig Law. Fagan still battling away with Aldori, just cannot find a way past the 15 Mercedes. The Mercedes seems very strong around here. And then Berryman yet is another one who has just not managed to get past an Audi. It seems the Audi and the Mercedes seem to be very strong around here, but Berryman is just struggling. He's keeping pace with Captain, but just can't get past him. Straight line speed will be compromising his opportunities. Gedman is still running third in class. He's got the toe quickly following him, but then he's followed by Missile Dogshaft, who then followed by Tom. You've got a literally, what, a 6-way battle here? 7-way battle from 7th to 12th. I think that's Lee Bailey off in the background, the 4. It is Smithy, so it's not Lee Bailey, it's Smithy. So Smithy with a drive-through penalty, and he's off track in sector 1, currently 23rd. in the Porsche. So look at this, 4 cars going into Stowe. You see the bumpiness of the tracks. The car's going to have the suspension a little bit softer to deal with the bumps going into Stowe. I think Tom's going to have a good opportunity here. Having a look down the inside potentially, no. Is that the toe? Having a look down the inside of Gedman, it isn't. He's defending from Missile Dogshaft, the 32 Bentley. You've got the Bentley is a sandwich between BMWs at the moment, in the BMW sandwich, the Bentley. Racing on its own track in Silverstone, England. Oh, there's a bit of a switcheroo from the toe. The toe done a switcheroo on Gedman. I think Gedman's about to lose 3rd place in class. Gedman's still sticking at it though on the inside. Great driving. I think there's a little bit of door banging, but it's all fair play. Tom is now at the inside of Missile Dogshaft. We're like got a 4-way going on here. It's a swinger's paradise between these 4. So going in to Brooklands, is the toe going to have a look at Gedman? He isn't. And what about Tom? What about Tom on Missile Dogshaft down the inside? The Bentley still sticks it around the outside. Now the toe is coming back at Gedman. I can't believe some of these names they're shouting at. The toe and Missile Dogshaft. My neighbours must be wondering, what is he commentating on? But anyway, Chris Gedman still maintains 3rd in class. Now the toe has lost out to Missile Dogshaft. He's going to have the inside to turn 1. This should be P10 for the 32 Bentley. But no, the toe is still sticking it out there. Fair play. Runs a little bit wide. But the Bentley takes the position from the BMW. All while this is happening, Tom Quarantine and the number 3 BMW is just watching this unfold, waiting for one of them to make a mistake. But real good driving between the 4 of them. The fact that they all managed to avoid contact there, really good racing. And now look at this, the Bentley is having a great run at the BMW. This could be 2 positions in 1 lap for Missile Dogshaft. It is. Gedman didn't really fight that one much, and that's Tom as well up the inside of the toe. Great racing from these 4. The battle for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Great racing, great racing. Oh, they leave each other space, they leave each other space. Yeah, quality. Nice one, guys. Great to see. Fantastic. Now let's go on board with Morex, because is he close enough? Oh no, he's not. I thought he looked closer on the map. I've joined on board. He's not as close as I thought he was. Time is ticking away. Berryman still stuck behind, captain. Here's Bentley, Gedman, Tom, Toe, Bailey. Great battle we've just witnessed between those 4. Fantastic action. Spanu in P14, McCutcheon up from back of the grid to 15th, but he's made up pretty much 14 places, so great race from him. So he's in a little bit of no man's land now, McCutcheon. Anderson likewise from the back of the grid up in 16th, so real strong showing between McCutcheon and Anderson. He's at KY behind, and Freeman is down at 18th. Freeman really is having a little bit of a slow race. And whether he's carrying damage or not, potentially. Let's go on board with Moritz, because they're side by side going in to Stowe. This is going to be very close. Moore is going to have to get very defensive. He goes to the inside, forces the Audi to the outside. Let's get on board with the helicopter so we can get a better view of this. Great defensive driving from Craig Law. We've just seen a drive-through for car number 3, which is Tom, so all the way down on 11. We've got a drive-through. That must be track limits. It will be track limits, won't be anything else. That is unfortunate for him. His mind can get from bad to worse, from being on pole position to being disconnected in the last lap, and now getting a drive-through for track limits. Deary me. When it rain, it pours, as they say in England. But let's focus on the lead, the battle for the lead here. Craig Law and Morex. Morex is now going to have the space up the inside. Is he going to send it? He is. There's a little. Oh, they leave each other space. It's great racing. I thought they were going to make contact, but Law just allows them the space, and Morex takes the lead of the race with 10 minutes remaining here at Silverstone. So So Mario Asensio Morex from Portugal takes the lead of the race from Craig Law. Great racing, great racing. Hands off, hats off to you. So Aldori's just extended his lead to Frank. I was going to say Fagan, but Frank has moved ahead of the 5th place. So Fagan must have made a mistake somewhere. He's now lost out to Frank. Captain is still holding on to M-Class lead, but look at the lead. I've been putting all my attention into the Pro Class lead for the lead of this race, but look at these two. These two have been like a hot Tinder date stuck together for the last 30 minutes, and this is the lead for M-Class. Great driving from Captain and Berryman, two T1SR racing team drivers, hence their very colourful livery. Look like a stick of rock at Blackpool Beach with that livery. Let's have a quick look as well at the toe, because he is putting his foot up the inside of Chris Gedman. That's an awful pun, I do apologise. But Chris Gedman is under a lot of pressure now on the hanger straight. He's got the Porsche of Bailey as well involved here as well. This could get very tasty going into Stowe. Let's go on board with Bailey. Is he going to have a look at the inside? He is. That's quite a brave move from the Porsche, but he pulls out of it. It goes heavy on the brakes, and the toe will hold on to P11. Again, here we are for what must be the umpteenth time these two have been this close going down the Wellington Straight. So just to recap, Craig Law started in pole position. Morex took him on the outside of on corner 1, lap 1, and Craig Law down the inside into Village took the lead for the race. But Moritz has come back at him and now retakes the lead with 7 minutes remaining. And the battle for the M-Class lead is still very much the replica, with two cars just trading lap times, trading tarmac. Gordon captain, Ben Berryman, 7th and 8th overall, but this is the lead, the battle for M-Class lead. And Chris Gedman is still holding on by a toenail to the toe. In fact, that's so bad. Chris Gedman, as I said, currently in 3rd in class, onto that podium position, but he's got the toe 1.2 seconds behind him. As we see Craig Law running very wide here. The exit of Stowe. Into Vale Club they go. Onto the Hamilton Straight. It used to be the old start. The newer start, sorry, of Formula 1. The new pit lane, done a few years ago. Craig Law looks very close, going through the farm curve into Village. He looks very close, he could go the inside here, but Moritz, again, just fantastic positioning from the Mercedes driver, but round the outside. Craig Law, is he going to put the Mercedes up the inside? He always thought about it, but Moritz goes a little bit deep, and Craig Law goes on through. So Craig Law retakes the lead for this race with 6 minutes remaining here at Silverstone. An epic battle, like the jewel in the desert between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton back in 2014 for Mercedes in Formula 1. It's like a repeat. 13 GT3 here for round 5 of the PureSimGear Racing League at Formula Racing League. Epic racing between Craig Law and Mario Asensio Morex. So we've had, what, 4 lead changes in this race from these two drivers alone. I do not know how this is going to end up. This is going to go right down to the wire. As we've got yellow flags out at Village for car 423. I have a feeling that's a Smithy. It is. So Smithy has got yellow flags out again. He was very much a fan favourite of the yellow flags on Friday night, and he seems to be having a difficult race again. Let's not move too much away from the action for this lead, this battle. Let's have a quick look to see how Berryman and Captain are getting on. They're going into Maggots and Beckett's. just trying to keep track of the two battles for two category leads. It's very hard with only one commentator and one camera. Let's have a quick look at Berryman. Is he close enough to make a move? And captain, he isn't. The captain just holding position nicely there in the Audi. That Audi will have the better straight line speed compared to the Porsche. He's just got to keep it clean, don't make a mistake in the corners, and that can be Amcas lead for captain. Back with the front runners of Law and Morex. I keep saying it, but brilliant battle. Four minutes remaining now. Couple of laps to go. Back on board with Ben Berryman. The tow still battling away with Chris Gedman for the final podium spot in Amplas. And Frank is now caught up to the back of Aldori, and Fagan's behind him. So the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th is far from over between these three drivers. Through Maggots and Beckett's they go. Morex is very close here to Law. Let's get on board with Morex. There's the rear view, rear spoiler, CrowdStrike AMG Mercedes of Craig Law. You can see the Audi closing in. Got to cover that inside, doesn't want the Portuguese driver just having a look at the inside, giving an opportunity. Just see how well that Audi is sticking with the Mercedes through the corners. We're witnessing here, guys, a battle for the race lead in Pro Class and the race overall. These two have been stuck together in both races. They've not had more than, what, 7/10 of a gap in 38 minutes. Law just doing his job, placing that Mercedes where he needs to, making it hard for Morex. Got to watch that inside. Law is Morex couldn't have a look down the inside. There's a bit of a sniff. He's late on the brakes. He's down the inside. Law leaves the pace, a little bit of door banging. It's fair racing. It's fair racing. Law goes off a little bit. Morex is now on the outside. Is Law going to come back at him on the inside? They're side by side. They're better exit from the Mercedes. And Law maintains first place. There was a bit of door banging between the two. It's fair racing between it. That's just GT3 racing. I wouldn't say that's a mistake on anyone's part. That's just hard and fair racing from these two who have been inseparable throughout both races. We are on the final lap now. This is it. This is it for Morex. Mario Asensio from Portugal. This is Craig Law. Audi versus Mercedes. We have been treated to a spectacular battle between these two tonight. This is what FRL can produce, and you've got top quality drivers at the top of the pro grid. You really can get epic battles with mutual respect between the drivers. Moving each other's space, battling hard. This is the action we want to see on track, week in, week out. Not what we saw at the start of the sprint race, when we saw a number of cars caught up in incidents due to just ignoring the other flags, really. And I think there was a couple of unsafe rejoins in there as well. But since that moment, on lap 1 in the sprint race, we've had an epic battle for pretty much an hour with these two. And I think Craig Law is on the brink here of a double race win tonight for round 5 at Silverstone. This will be a remarkable double race victory, an absolutely well earned double race victory, as he'd had to drive the absolute rubber off that car, Mercedes, but it could not be over. Oh, just for a moment I thought Morex had the better exit. And that is going to be the checkered flag for Craig Law. He is your double race winner tonight at Silverstone. The headlights flashing from Morex just to kind of appreciate what a battle and drive that was. Craig Law is your race winner tonight in Pro Class. Moggs takes third. Now Dory is going to come home in fourth place in class and fourth place overall for the 15 from the 15 AMG Mercedes. Frank in fifth, Fagan in sixth. Captain is going to be your AM class winner. He fights off Ben Berryman, who was fighting all the time throughout that race, just did not have the straight line speed to trouble their Audi. Missile Dogshaft in ninth. The toe has managed to get his foot in front of Chris Gedman and takes the final podium position in AM class. Chris Gedman comes home in 11th overall, 4th in class. Epic battle between those two. Bailey 12th, Spanu 13th, McCutcheon 14th from back of the grid. Freeman has overtaken Anderson towards the end of this race and will come home in 15th. A very slow and quiet race for Will Freeman. I don't know if he was carrying damage or not, but 15th to Will. Anderson from back of the grid, running a new livery, I believe, in 15th. KY is a battered up BMW, is a long way back in 16th. Cool, CJ is 18th, Davison 19th, Van Eck 20th, NPL 22nd, and then we've got two drive-through penalties for Tom and Smithy in 23rd and 25th respectively. Here comes KY, the number 19 BMW, to take 16th with a front bonnet battered up. Checkered flag for KY. Trotty 246 Aston Martin in 17th is the next car across. So just to confirm, there's Clark as well in 24th. Managed to rejoin the server, and I think he is going to be the last car across the line to take the checkered flag. Disappointing race for him. I think he'll be in the steward's room as well, I would imagine. There it is. Wow. So let's just confirm, race 1 was Law, Morex and Moggs, and race 2, Law, Morex and Moggs. Moggs was pretty much in no man's land for the majority of the two races, but he'll be very delighted with 2 third place finishes in the Ferrari. Just to confirm, from race 1, your CJ was your race 1 AM class winner, Ollie Mack 2nd and Clark 3rd, with Berryman taking 4th, and then race 2 was Captain taking the race lead in class, Berryman 2nd and the Toe 3rd. Berryman having 4th and 2nd in class is a good evening from the Porsche driver. Gedman was respectable 4th in class, 11th overall, and Bailey 5th in class. So that has been your racing tonight. That was absolutely epic, really. The battle between Law and Morex, Captain and Berryman, Toe, Gedman, some really good battles in that second race. Really thoroughly enjoyed that, and hopefully you enjoyed watching it as well. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy the stream, and also please stay tuned for more live racing on FRL this week as we bring round 5 of the Taco Tuesday Championship, with the Pro and Pro-Am tiers being live streamed on YouTube. We are at Silverstone for round 5 in Taco Tuesday. We've got 3 tiers of around about 60 to 70 drivers competing across those 3 tiers on PlayStation 5 on Tuesday nights. Then on Thursday we have our very chilled late night race at Silverstone for round 5 of that, and the championship leader for that happens to be myself, Lewis Robertson. I lead the championship in late night, so I look forward to streaming that and hopefully having a good result on Thursday, but I'm not really looking forward to it considering I'm driving the Porsche and it won't be very well suited to Silverstone, but I'll do what I can in it. I'll do what I can. And then for those watching who compete in the ESSA 28 driver swap, just a reminder, the check-in is now open for round 4, the season finale for the 4 hours of Spa. That is a week Friday, so May the 26th at 7 PM on Friday is the season finale for ESSA 28. And for Patreon subscribers, those of you who are subscribed as a Patreon member, supporter to FRL, keep your eyes peeled on Discord tomorrow, as a special one-off race will be announced, and we'll have Patreon members will have a week's early access sign up to this one-off race that will be getting announced tomorrow on Discord. So keep your eyes peeled in the Patreon channel, keep your notifications on, as you will get tagged when that announcement post goes up. And you've got 1 week Patreon only exclusive sign up access for that race that is due to happen in June. Okay, following the week's early access for Patreon sign up, it will then go to general public sign up, so keep your eyes out on Discord and SimGrid for that. But I can assure you it's a very exciting race lined up on PlayStation 5 on ACC, and as I said, that's going out tomorrow. So that is your week covered on PlayStation 5 and ACC. As I said, hope you enjoyed tonight. Hope you all have a good week at work, in college, or whatever, in school, whatever you're doing. Have a good one. See you Tuesday night. Bye bye.